Welcome to the Psychic Today podcast, where we invite one of our trusted psychics to discuss a topic of choice. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Nigel. I'm a psychic medium here on Psychic Today. And today I just wanted to talk about the soul and the aura and how I tend to work with both of them because they are two different things. A lot of people get the soul and the aura mixed up and a little bit confusing. As a psychic, I work with the aura. As a psychic medium, I also work with the soul. So let's take these two elements apart. Let's have a little look at them first and then see how we can work with them together as a psychic, and also how you can work with your own soul and your own aura. So let's take a little look at the aura. I think everybody's heard that word before, the aura. Are you really understand what it means? Not everybody does. And then also there's a lot of different interpretations of what the aura actually is. So in this interpretation, it is my interpretation. It is my view of how I connect with the aura, how I feel with the aura. So the aura, you can imagine it as a bit of a, let's say, field around your body. If you ever have a computer, a mobile phone, anything electrical, we all know it has a bit of electrical field around it, like a magnetic field, electromagnetic field, just around kind of everything electronic. Science can see that. Science can show us where it is. But you also have one similar around your body, like a field. This is not like the Avengers. We're not talking about that you've got some wonderful force field around your body, but you do have your own aura all the way around your body. Now, some people say that's, a few centimeters from your body. Some say it's like half a foot from your body. For me, it is not a particularly static. The aura can change, it can flex, it can move. This is probably the way I see and envision the aura, especially when I'm connecting to someone else's aura, when I'm doing a psychic reading. The aura can be many different layers, but I like to see it as a river, a flow of natural energy. Take a little bit of an example. Imagine there is a river. It's calm, flowing, it's nice. Imagine it's a bit of a spring day and you're by the riverbank and you're deciding to have a little bit of a rest and you're just watching the river float by. Good, isn't it? Calming. That's an aura, or how an aura should be when it's in a good place, when you're happy, life is good, you're feeling upbeat. When you're not so good, when you're going through those little troubles in life and you're having those little moments, imagine the river more like the rapids. Yeah. Those rapids where the river now is running a little bit faster. It's crashing against rocks. It can break things apart. It's got a lot stronger momentum, but you can't control that momentum. It's flowing. That is what it's like around your body when, again, we go through those moments, issues in our love life, like personal lives, a little crisis we have here and there. The aura literally flows around you. I like to see your aura as your emotional output. As a psychic, that's what I tune into. If somebody ever asks me a question, how does this person feel about me? What are they thinking about me? It's really the aura that I tune into, and it's that flow that I tune into. If the flow isn't good, if the flow is, again, like the rapids and it's moving really, really quickly and it seems like it's out of control, that means, the person's feelings and thought are not in a particularly good place right now. And again, if we go back to that beautiful, calm spring day, and the aura is just flowing around your body nicely, yeah, that means we've got good thoughts. That means we've got good feelings, okay? But of course, we've got to understand that we all, as everybody, have up days, down days, bad days, good days. 1 minute, you can ask me, Nigel, how does this person feel about me? Actually, the feelings are good, but in their life, everything's really bad and the aura is all over the place. It's terrible. And it's small. Oh, yeah. Remember when I said before that the aura to me is different sizes? Imagine the river that's kind of shrinking a little bit as well. That it's not that far from your body. Maybe it's just only a few centimeters from your body, and it's a rapid and it's flowing really, really strongly and it's out of control. That is someone really going through a little bit of a crisis in their life. Yeah. The opposite way of that is when, again, the river is calm, the river is good, but actually it's growing in size. Yeah. Controllably. We're not talking about a flood, but it's controlling in size. It's getting bigger and deeper. How many times have you been into a room? You just walk into a room and you just feel the atmosphere. Yeah. You get those all saying, oh, I could cut the atmosphere with a knife. That's because you are picking up on energy, on people's auras. Yeah. And when a lot of us get together, we tend to be in that kind of symbiotic state where we all seem to match each other's aura. You know, if the party's good, we're all feeling really, really good. All our energy is around about the same. The aura is flowing in the same kind of direction. We're feeling really, really, really good. And then you enter the party and either you go, yeah, this is great. Or you go, I'm not feeling this. It's not for me. I don't know why. And then all of a sudden you become a little bit more shy. You retreat a little bit more into yourself because you're not matching your flow, your energy isn't matching with everybody else. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's literally because your flow and your energy is very, very different at that time. Your aura is projecting different emotions at that time. So that's one of the great ways to really know how your aura is. And you can do that. I mean, there's a wonderful little exercise where you can simply just rub your hands together. Ever done this at school? You kind of rub your hands, or you used to rub like a little balloon on yourself. You remember you used to rub a little balloon on your shirt, and you can then feel the like static electricity, and then you can make like paper stick to the balloon. You can kind of almost do that if you rub your hands together, and then just have a little bit of a gap and just bring your hands closer and closer and closer and closer together. You just feel a bit of heat, a bit of warmth. And if you do it enough times, you can just feel that little bit of energy. It just feels like there's a little tiny bit of resistance. That's you just tuning into your natural energy and natural flow. And obviously, the closer your hands become, your aura, not that strong, not a particularly good place. If it's big, if the gap is quite big and you feel like, you know what, I'm feeling something here and it's quite there's a good gap between my hands, that means your aura is, it's strong. Yeah, it's like that river. It's got lots of water in it, lots of life in it. Okay, that's one of the great ways just to know yourself where you are, and also as a psychic where you are when I tune into you. So when you ever get psychic saying, you know what, I'm going to tune into your aura, we're tuning into that flow of energy, how big it is, how small it is, how's it flowing, how's it moving. Now, a lot of people will feel that there's many different colors and many different layers to the aura. Again, I see the aura slightly differently. I like to go to the old Chinese philosophies, especially when we start talking about Qigong, where they're on about energy is always flowing, it's never static. So for me, the idea of many different colors, I rather flip that on its head and say, look, yes, it is many different colors, but it's not one color on top of another. It's more of a natural flow of mixture. Imagine, you're mixing a paint pot together and you've got little, dollop of, let's say, yellow, then you got a little dollop of red, and then they're mixing together, making a bit of an orange. It's a bit like that. It's constantly changing, flowing, adding different colors, changing to different ways. Your mood changes the colors, changes the flow, big or deep. Now, a lot of people put the colors of the chakras onto the auras. Yeah, we all know that the root chakra, the base chakra, has that kind of red color to it. So if you're grounded, you're rooted, you're very in the moment, very now, very practical. Yes, a lot of red will be in that flow. It may become the dominant color. And if you're maybe going for a more spiritual moment in your life, that color can turn to that violet, into a kind of white or even gold kind of color. it'll become, again, the dominant color. Not always, because we always have other feelings. We are complex people. We have more than one feeling. But rather for me than simple layer of gold, a layer of violet, a layer of white, to me, it's a mishmash of colors moving constantly. And the flow is important, really important. So when I do a psychic reading and I first, introduce myself and I start tuning into the other person, it's that flow of energy I tune into. It's that vibration of the energy. It really gives me that wonderful link. It tells me know where you are, where, let's say, another person's energy, what they're thinking, what they're feeling right now. And again, it's a great way just to know where I am. And every morning, I like to wake up quite early in the morning. Every morning, I will just do a bit of a meditation. One is just to breathe into my aura. Yeah, my aura doesn't feel good this morning. Doesn't feel great. Maybe I'll spend a little bit longer with it. Maybe I'll spend just a bit more time expanding my aura, making me feel more comfortable, making me feel more secure in myself. So in a reading, it's wonderful if we can end a reading like that, isn't it? Yeah, that maybe you'll start off not feeling that great and the aura is a little bit small and it's not, you're a bit down. At the end of it, you're feeling a bit more optimistic, feeling a bit more beat, maybe feeling a bit more positive, and your aura will automatically start moving away from your body. It starts growing from your body, okay? So again, growing and growing. And it's a great little tip as well. Again, not feeling that great, we always talk about having that little moment to yourself. Do it. Have that little moment. Close your eyes. Take a couple of deep breaths. But every time you do, every time you breathe out, just imagine, your aura around you just expanding out. A couple of seconds. A couple of seconds can lead to a couple of minutes. It's as simple and easy as that. Okay. So that's the aura. Now let's talk about the soul. The soul is very different from the aura. It's a lot more complex. Now, when I tune into the soul, I think of my soul right in my solar plexus, almost right in the middle of my body. Where your solar plexus? Well, just imagine your belly button and the lower part of your chest, just right in the middle. That's your solar plexus. Okay. Typically, it's like a yellow kind of color, but we don't have to concern ourselves too much with that at the moment. Because when I go there and I think about my soul, I do see it as a kind of little ball of energy, almost like a golf ball size little vibrating ball. And that's important to me, that it vibrates, that it has energy. Again, when I'm talking about the aura, it has flow. This energy has flow as well. It is constantly moving, changing. It's not always one size, not always one shape. It changes with my moods. It changes with my feelings. But the soul is different to the aura because to me, that's the intelligence. That's your consciousness. The aura is all about feelings, all about emotions. The aura is your thinking, your thoughts. When you connect to the universe, you connect to the spirit world. I connect via my soul. It's like a soul to soul communication. It's on that energy. It's a slightly different frequency to your aura. Both of them do work together, and it's important that they do, but they are independent of each other as well. Now, like I said, when I think about my soul, it's that little ball of energy. Your soul may be different. Mine's a little bit of like a blue color. Yeah. Like a blue, really deep blue, lots of energy. Sometimes it may even be green. Sometimes it may be yellow or a slightly different color. The color doesn't matter per se. It can be different for every single person. All you got to do is just starting to feel it. And this is where I really love the connection to your own soul. Because like on Psychic today, I've done lots of little soul readings. Tune into other people's souls. Tune into what is the grand idea. What is your path in life? Where you got to go forward. So when I tune into that soul, it then may change a different color depending what it needs at that time. As an example, green could mean, you need a lot of, let's say, spiritual upliftment right now, spiritual healing, emotional healing. Yeah. If I get that real deep kind of bluey sky blue, but quite deep, it means you're on that spiritual path. you've overcome certain obstacles and your soul is growing. It's got the growth that it means. Red. Now, red depends on its context. Like in Chinese culture, red really symbolizes prosperity and good luck. And that's how I like to see it. Yes, it can be a passionate color. To me, that tends to be more of an orange for me. I see that expanding. I see that growing. So that's what I do when I do what I call soul readings. I see that expansion in your soul. And I see it in myself because I do regular meditations on my own soul, expanding my own soul. The more it expands, the more connection I have to other souls, the more connection I have to the spirit world itself. Because you remember, if you think again back to the aura is connected to the body. Again, the soul is connected to the spirit world. Now, this is where it becomes really, truly wonderful, is when them two blend together. When your soul and your aura blend naturally together, this very harmonious, deep, wonderful, I want to say the word magic. Come on, let's say that word magic starts to happen. That's where, to me, mediumship is. That's where my mediumship is. That's when I start connecting to the spirit world, because my soul, remember, that little ball of energy right in my solar plexus comes out from my body, blends into my aura. Then my aura starts expanding with my soul. It's almost like it becomes this huge ball of energy that kind of encompasses the entire room that I'm in. And then it becomes like a waiting room. Other energies, other souls come into that energy. They come into my soul. They come into my aura. So I feel them with my aura. My aura is connected to my body. So that's where we get that connection. They connect to my soul. So then we've got this soul to soul communication. To me, that's how my mediumship works. When I connect to the spirit world, it is on that soul to soul level. We start connecting, we start blending. And that is the key word, blending. What do I mean by blending? Literally, imagine, you've got to get a cup of coffee. And you're about to put the milk, and you just put the milk in there, and you watch the milk and the coffee blend together. Yeah, we've got the blackness of the coffee, you've got the whiteness of the milk, and it turns into this like brownie kind of color. It turns into a new color, turns into what I call a beautiful cup of coffee. That's what it's like when the soul blends with the aura. It blends into something more spiritual. It's blending into something more magical together. It's almost like it becomes this very highlighted and heightened spider web. We're all seeing Spider-Man. He kind of says, oh, you know what? My spider senses are tingling. Yeah. It's kind of the same when my soul and my aura are blended together. They become more aware, more sensitive. I've got a soul here. I can feel it coming into my aura. I can feel it coming to my soul. I can feel it, that soul, blending with my soul, blending with my aura. Now we've got this beautiful sense of communication to happen. And even when I do soul to soul communication with people here, we can do that. We don't always have to be in the spirit world, but soul to soul communication, better word would be I would say would be on the earth plane. I don't like that word, but let's use it. That we've got two people here on the earth plane blending souls together. We get this real deepness there. We get the real purpose. When I do soul to soul readings, it's always about the grand ideas, about life paths, about life experiences. Why am I going through this moment in my life right now? Why am I going through this, horrendous breakup? Why am I learning from this? Why is this happening to me? Because we ask that self a question a lot, don't we? Why is this happening to me? The soul can really give you a big insight of why. What are you learning from it? What are you gaining from it? To me, life is always about experiences, and we need to blend those experiences. We need to learn from those experiences. That's what I get from a soul to soul reading. When I do an aura reading, it tends to be the very now, emotions, feelings, the kind of thoughts behind them as well, the directions where we may be going in our lives. So I can do it on both levels. But again, when they join together, the spirit and the soul, that's when we have mediumship. That's when we have the spirit world coming in, other spirits blending together. And there's many little exercises you can do to tune into your own soul. A very simple one, a little bit like the aura, is just to imagine that expansion. growing. You can close your eyes, take some deep breaths. Think about your solar plexus, remember, just above your belly button, just below your chest. Imagine a little golf ball size, if you want to call it that. If you imagine something else or you think of something else, go with it. Go with that flow, okay? Go with that flow. Take a couple of deep breaths and just imagine that expanding, your soul expanding. You breathe in, expand, breathe out, expand, and just keep on doing that till it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you do that for some time. I mean, you could do it for a couple of minutes till eventually you can build up. I mean, if I put my hands up, I can do it for more than 2 hours. It's not always a good thing, but I can do it for that long because it's taken me years of practice to do it for that long. But if you do it on a regular, you do it regularly, maybe a few minutes every day, working on your aura just for a few minutes every day, doing both just for a few minutes every day. Over time, you will notice a difference.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you're up to date with the psychic world. You can also find us on social media using the handle @PsychicToday.